our top story tonight. Another major update to the nickel refinery saga in Bryan County. The Bryan County Commission, Development Authority, and City Council are now investigating the potential site for contamination, which would push back any purchase of the site possibly for years. WSAV was there for 2 public meetings today, packed to the brim with passionate residents. That is the reaction from the crowd of people attending the Bryan County Commission special called meeting. As County Attorney Aaron Kapler explained, he's going to investigate the Caesarstone property and evaluate if they will pursue a lawsuit for public nuisance. Rumors of contamination brought to the county's attention by Westwind Elements CEO Kaylee Long.
There are hazardous waste barrels strewn about the property, and then she intimated that those hazardous waste barrels are inside the building and potentially outside.
This action will delay any purchase of that property. This is good news for those opposed to Westwind Elements building a nickel refinery on that land. Westwind says they'll clean up any contamination once they purchase the property, but Kapler says that's not their job. Residents I talked with told me this was a step in the right direction.
I can tell you, living here for over 30 years, the military brought me here. I've never seen such a groundswell for an action item for this county.
Many of them worried for their health and safety, property values, and quality of life.
I feel like you can see from everybody around us that we want this not to come here.
The Richmond Hill City Council meeting was at capacity, dozens of residents opposing this project.
I personally just don't trust what they say.
We're all very concerned about the area we live in and the impacts of the refinery, both from an environmental issue, from health issues, as we've heard, and just the unknown.
Ben Kirsch with the Ogeechee Riverkeeper also expressed his opposition.
Is it worth the risk of bringing it in, transporting it in, refining it, dealing with the waste, the solid waste, the liquid waste, and all of those portions, if it ends up in the landfill, ends up in our waterways even after being treated, is that risk worth it? And we don't think it is.
The CEO of Westwind, Kaylee Long, tells WSAV, quote, "Westwind is eager to clean this facility. The county may believe it's more likely to be timely and properly cleaned and maintained by its current longtime owner than Westwind, but precedent suggests otherwise." The statement continues, "Regardless, we are eager to acquire this facility and doing so after potential remediation supports our goal for a clean, retrofit-ready facility." And new tonight, all 6 suspects in the Oglethorpe Mall shooting that happened in July will face a Chatham County judge tomorrow. Theron Robbins, Jonathan Jones, Royce Haynes, Ajuan Hyman Jr., Franklin James, and DeMille Johnson have all entered not guilty pleas for their role in the July 2nd shooting at the mall. All 6 suspects face various charges ranging from gang charges to felony murder. Now, the murder charges stem from the death of Tina Smith, who was not shot during the shooting, but rather collapsed outside the mall, running from the gunfire, and later died from heart complications. WSAV will have a reporter in the courtroom tomorrow. You can watch the latest information on the trial starting at First News at 4. And WSAV has exclusive video tonight of a second suspect connected to a serial stalking case in Chatham County. Investigators say tips have started coming in, but they need more help to bring him to justice. The new footage comes from Oglethorpe Apartments, where multiple women were targeted by what deputies are calling a serial stalker. Authorities say the man right here in this video may have been driving a Toyota Camry or Avalon with dark tinted windows. Now, the Chatham County Sheriff's Office has already arrested 22-year-old Nathaniel Crawford in connection to the case. Since his arrest, at least 11 victims have come forward, though investigators believe there could be more. The suspect is believed to have operated around the apartment complex and Middle Ground Road on Savannah's south side. Crawford remains behind bars without bond. Officials are urging anyone who may have contact with either suspect or has information to call investigator Trey Connors. The number's on your screen there, 912-644-5136. And new tonight, Beaufort County officials are moving forward with a new ordinance aimed at limiting where firearms can be discharged, but the debate continues over how far away from homes, parks, and playgrounds shooting should be allowed. WSAV's Daniel Cobb has what residents are saying.
There are other people who are frightened by this. I am frightened.
There is no proof that the bullets are entering our neighborhood, nor is there any imminent threat Though residents from the Lakes at New Riverside neighborhood in Bluffton battle the seriousness of their reported gunfire and alleged property damage, it was their meeting with county officials in August that pushed for a new ordinance to be proposed. Under it, it would be illegal to shoot a gun within 500 feet of a building or home in unincorporated areas of the county.
It's happened in my neighborhood several times.
County officials learning that several local communities backed up to unincorporated county properties are dealing with the same issue. Neighbors from Shadow Moss and Port Royal bringing forward their concerns, backed with evidence and support from local authorities.
There are currently 7 bullet holes in my property right now. One entered through my master bedroom, struck the wall next to me, right next to my 4-year-old daughter. My wife and my 2-month-old at the time were probably less than 10 feet away.
It's a miracle somebody didn't die. The way the bullet holes are in that property, if somebody was standing there, sitting on a couch, we would be having a totally different conversation right now.
County officials' debate now is whether to expand firing distance from 500 to 1,000 feet. Officials with the county sheriff's office say anything more than 500 feet becomes difficult to enforce. Council will have 3 readings and a public hearing to make a decision before anything becomes official. Danielle Cobb, WSAV News 3, on your side.
A former Bureau of Prisons correction officer is now on the other side of the law after admitting to taking more than $80,000 in bribes. 36-year-old Ashley Brown pled guilty to bribery and money laundering charges tied to a prison contraband trafficking conspiracy at Federal Correctional Institution in Jessup during the spring and summer of 2022. Investigators say the bribes did not come directly from inmates. Instead, the payments were sent through Cash App by individuals closely associated with those behind bars. Prosecutors say Brown accepted more than $80,000 in exchange for allowing contraband, including meth, cell phones, and cigarettes into the prison. 7 current and former inmates are also facing various charges connected to this case. Well, Statesboro officials are looking at a new way to fund the city's fire department. The proposal comes after Beaufort County and the city chose not to renew their fire contract last year. The city is proposing a new fee to help generate about $4 million to support fire operations. That amounts to covering the loss of around $2.5 million the county used to pay for fire coverage before July 2025. City leaders plan to hold a community town hall where residents can learn about the proposed fee structure and share their feedback. City Manager Charles Penny tells WSAV the fee was chosen over a millage rate hike to help keep monthly increases lower.
Through the millage rate, only property owners pay those taxes. And then we have about 25% of our properties located in the city limits that don't pay taxes at all. In some ways, the fire service fee seems to be more equitable because all of the potential users of fire service would also help to fund those services.
The town hall will be held next Monday at 6 p.m. at Statesboro City Hall, giving residents a chance to ask questions and share their thoughts on the new proposal. In a crime and safety report now, the Chatham County Police Department is looking ahead, unveiling its next strategic priorities focused on staffing, infrastructure, and public safety. According to the strategic plan performance report, CCPD's next phase centers on expanding civilian staff to support sworn officers, freeing deputies to spend more time on patrol and investigations. The plan also calls for major investments in infrastructure and equipment, including construction of a new Marine Patrol facility, license plate readers, speed trailers, and a mobile command center. Up next, the government is reopened except for Homeland Security, what Democrats want, what Republicans are willing to give, and what could happen if lawmakers can't reach a deal by Friday.
A few stray showers are possible for tonight, but more rain is expected throughout tomorrow afternoon and into the evening hours, and then significantly cooler weather returns for Thursday, but that cool down will be short-lived.